Hello, I am Brian Foster, and today I'm talking about an aspect of Spiritism. Now, of course, Spiritism was brought to us, it was codified by Allan Kardec in the 1850s. He wrote a series of 1,019 questions. He asked different mediums in different geographical areas, and he only codified the answers if they were the same or similar answers to the questions. From then on, we've had more spiritist mediums and spirits talking to spiritist mediums, giving us increased information. And that's why Spiritism, it doesn't give us the fuzziness of, heaven is this ethereal thing. No, it gives us actionable data and information. We know how reincarnation works. We know how karma affects reincarnation, affects what our pre-planned life is in our next life and in this life too. Gives us so much more. So I encourage everyone to read and study about Spiritism. Let's get into what we're talking about today, and that is aspects of our culture. It demonstrates our desire to be part of something else. On YouTube, there are videos which cover the various conventions in which people dress up, walk through miles of booths, buy merchandise, talk to actors who play parts, such as Comic-Con and Dragon Con, and the crowds are quite tremendous and enthusiastic. While these type of events are more noticeable due to the pervasiveness of the internet, they've always been around, from the crowds watching and adoring famous gladiators during the Roman era, to the clubs pledging allegiance to the various teams of charioteers in the late Byzantine era. Then on to the Venetian carnivals to the present day, not just on Halloween, but on many occasions. People feel an urge to transform themselves and be part of something grander. Some organizations are more insidious, such as what occurred in pre-war Germany with the fascists, or in the communist countries, where people were brought together and encouraged to stamp out all opposition, while wearing the same uniform and feeling part of the greater whole. Misguided, nevertheless, a fair percentage of people were able to repress their basic morals because they wished to swim with the group. And of course, this is still happening today. There have been many learned papers from a human psychological point of view, but what about the spiritist vantage point? What drives a human to wish to join and be part of a collective experience? Why do they wish to transform? Now, this is just my opinion and not based on a specific communication from a spirit, and this is a very broad-based summary. The spirit realm has told us, from the codification of the Spirit's book to present-day communications, that each human is endowed with a set of divine laws, with which our conscience interprets and acts upon as we travel through life. With each successive life, we become more discerning as to what is right and wrong. Hence, as we spiritually mature, we wish to be of service to others. Our drive changes from a selfish to an unselfish foundation. Therefore, we seek out organizations, friends, and events where we may be of help. We are also born with a sense of wishing to be part of a collective. Immature spirits will lend themselves to base ideologies because they are as yet unable to understand the weakness of dogmas that actively punish people for non-compliance. We see evidence of what George Orwell would aptly name groupthink in his book 1984 everywhere today. Spiritism tells us that we are all connected, not with just each other, but to the spirit universe as well. Humans feel it, some consciously, some not, but all sense its pull. Therefore, a portion of the population joins groups and partakes in events for the fun and the camaraderie, without causing any outright harm. They get their required boost from collective arenas and play acting like cosplay. They haven't reached the stage where they derive more pleasure in spiritual study and assistance, but they have the maturity to steer clear of ill-intentioned groups and organizations. Whereas, those who are spiritually immature and possess an underdeveloped conscience are prone to join any group which provides them with the most sense of belonging and being part of a grand plan to change the world. They have no understanding that the transformation is not for the better. They are easily fooled. But remember, in future lives they shall learn and be able to better discern who and what to avoid. Sadly, the leaders of these primitive dogmas and political systems, such as communism, not to mention corrupt politicians, are not young spirits. On the contrary, they have seen many lives, building up an understanding of how to take advantage of human nature for their own benefit. They have matured in many ways, but their conscience. In some manner, they've been able to submerge the stress which occurs when a person performs a bad action. This too shall be rectified over the course of many lives and harsh trials. I have been told I have been in positions of power and corrupt in past lives. Hence, I count myself in the above group. Hopefully, I have emerged a little bit wiser and humbler. I present myself as an example that over time, eons, our character can be changed by the pre-planned trials created by our superiors. If you desire to learn how to improve yourself so you don't have to travel through rough existences like I did, you may wish to read my book, How to Live Inner Peace Through Spiritism. It will present to you a step-by-step on what areas to improve and how. God bless.